Hi, I'm Jessica Trad, and I'm a senior English major, and today I'm going to be talking about the progress that I've been doing on my honors program senior capstone. So, a lot of students study in a wide variety of environments, ranging from silent library corners to loud student unions or coffee shops. And I know students who study in groups, only study in certain places, need quiet library spaces, and those people who just seem to be unbothered by anything happening around them. Yet, in almost any study area, I've noticed that a majority of students have headphones in and they're listening to background music. As an English major, I find that listening to background music helps me a lot as I feel like it aids in my creative thinking process. For my honors capstone, I wanted to combine my interests into research that would give me and other students information about forming better study habits. Although I'm not a music major or minor, I've been playing instruments since I was really little, and I've been passionate about music my entire life. I also work in a coffee shop where students come to study all the time. I've found it pretty interesting to see which students listen to music, and I also think a lot about how the music that I am playing impacts their studying. Today, music is more available than ever before with subscriptions to apps such as Spotify, Apple Music. In addition, the scientific interest in studying the influence of music on different psychological functions has substantially increased. So I chose to research whether background music is harmful or beneficial to students because of all of these things. Research done at the State University of New York found that music aids in student performance. The study compared the impacts of playing classical music and pop music as background music on student achievements in reading. The findings in the study revealed that students' scores in reading had a greater improvement after the pop music had been playing in the background during independent work. There seems to be a large debate over this, and you can find data that supports both sides. Most published studies so far focus on exposure to music in a work-related setting or while engaging in routine activities such as driving a car. The influence of background music on the performance of school-related skills in academic tasks has also been investigated with mixed results. Other cognitive functions, such as verbal learning, have not been found to be influenced by background music. Other studies have revealed better performance in paper folding and cutting tasks during acoustic background music as opposed to silence. A positive influence of background music was also found in the popular study by Rauscher in 1993, where performance of an abstract and spatial reasoning task was temporally enhanced after listening to music. It is also known that music positively influences music memory performance. This is because of its ability to evoke strong emotions, which in turn increase memory performance. With the wide variety of research available, I decided to focus my search on student performance and cognition. Existing research states that listening to music stimulates cognition, improves memory, increases attention, provides inspiration and motivation, and facilitates a multisensory learning experience. There are two main theories when it comes to positive effects of background music: the Mozart effect and the arousal mood hypothesis. The Mozart effect was claimed in 1993 from a discovery that after listening to Mozart's sonata for two pianos for 10 minutes, normal subjects showed significantly better spatial reasoning skills than after periods of listening to relaxation instructions designed to lower blood pressure or silence. This experiment tested short-term effects only, and Rauscher only focused on classical music. According to the arousal mood hypothesis, listening to music affects arousal and mood, which then influence performance on various cognitive skills. Modern research identified specific properties of music that are linked to changes in arousal and mood. Tempo and mode influence levels of arousal and mood states, which, in turn, influence performance on non-musical tasks. Both of these theories suggest that music can be beneficial, so I explored other experiments and research to build off of these concepts into greater detail. These findings also suggest that appropriate background music improves academic performance. In a learning context, appropriate background music is one which enables students to generally function better, makes them less stressed, more relaxed, happier, and more productive. Effective music was one that improved performance in tasks and did not overly excite them. The study used pop music with lyrics from the 1970s or 80s in an effort to play music unfamiliar to the students to not be distracting. Songs were selected that were more mellow than current pop songs so that students would not feel the urge to get up and dance while doing their independent work. Tempo was also a deciding factor because if the music was too fast or loud, it could distract from the students' reading comprehension. The phrase appropriate background music seems to raise more questions regarding the type of music, implying that not all music is beneficial. Kolaris and Kent found that the most suitable music falls between 60 and 120 beats per minute, with a favored range of between 70 and 110 beats per minute. A study published in the UW Stout Journal of Student Research titled Music and Memory: Effects of Listening to Music While Studying in College Students also stated pop music as being more beneficial than classical music. 39 college students participated in an experiment that tested their memory for a text that they studied in one of 3 different auditory settings. Participants were randomly assigned to study in silence, while listening to popular music, or while listening to classical music. Previous studies had shown mixed performance effects of listening to music while studying a text. The results of this experiment showed that college students recalled more content after listening to pop music or silence while studying when compared to classical music. Soft music was also found to be the most appropriate in research published by the Research Journal of Pharmaceutical, Biological, and Chemical Sciences in 2016. Experimental data revealed higher incidence, about 75%, of correct answers while listening to soft music than other fast track or instrumental music. The positive findings from the study was said to justify the current trend of listening to music while studying, as it may not pose any adverse effects on the concentration of students. In fact, it might also improve the performance of the students in their academic perspectives. For this reason, I will be composing a soft pop soundtrack that would be categorized as appropriate through my research. I originally planned to compose a piano solo and be able to perform it for my capstone project, but due to all the circumstances and not having the available studios and everything, I am doing it through the GarageBand app on my iPad. Interestingly enough, since the findings of my lit review weren't what I expected, this is actually a better fit. I had anticipated that classical music would be more beneficial to students, and so that's what I thought I would be composing. But since pop is more beneficial, I think using GarageBand is going to be more appropriate and give me the abilities to create the sound that I'm going for. This is a huge learning experience for me, and I don't have much experience with the program, so I've been watching a lot of tutorials, playing with the app way too much, and then I finally started the track. I chose to set the tempo at about 100 beats per minute towards the center of the range that I found when I was doing my research. From there, I wanted to start with a beat. I spent way too long going through every single loop beat until I found one that I really liked. Some of them were just way too high energy and some were too plain, and it was hard for me to pick one since I'm already awful at making little small decisions like that. And so then when I finally found one, I'm using it to build the rest of my song off of. The next step was choosing a chord progression. I decided to research this a bit in order to choose one that fit under the pop genre and was optimistic sounding in order to ensure an uplifting mood. I found that the chord progression 1-5-6-4 was most characteristic of optimistic pop music. So for my song, in the key of C major, it is the chords C, G, A minor, F.